right. Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Alicia, and I want to welcome you to another discussion on healing conversations. I am a licensed therapist, professor of social work. Y'all know me. And I am your guide on this journey. All of us are on this journey of mind, body, spirit, integration, all of that. And now I know the title of our topic today is What Your Birth Date Reveals About Your Healing Journey. And it's myself and King Simon. But y'all got to be wondering, why is a licensed therapist diving into the woo-woo world yet again? Guess what? I dive into the woo-woo world all the time. But I just want to say, numerology. I was looking this up, King Simon. I will introduce you. Right. But did y'all know Plato is the Greek philosopher, Carl Jung, all of these, Carl Jung, you guys, he is psychology's founding fathers. He wrote extensively about symbols, about numbers, about the meaning of your dreams. And they weren't just abstract things. And anybody who knows me knows I love Carl Jung. They were tools for spiritual and psychological growth. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not a numerologist, but I did add up 2025. That's the number 9, universal year. Y'all write that number down. Everybody write down 9 as the universal year. And we're going to find out what that means. But I know it has to be connected with release, emotional evolution. It has to be, because this is what we've been talking about all year. And I've invited someone today who has mastered the language of numbers. He's helped us understand the deeper vibrations around numbers and behind all of our personal and collective healing journeys. So I got King Simon here with me. He is an international, well-respected numerologist. I have been watching King Simon doing podcasts and online for many, many, many years. I'm just so honored that he is here with me today. He's an author, he's a speaker, deep roots in African ancestral wisdom. Hello. Mm-hmm. And he's here to guide us through numerology and how it can really, you can use it to unlock patterns in our lives, help us move through trauma. It's a way we can use to guide us so that we can be more aligned with our highest self, all of those things. King Simon, welcome to Healing Conversations.
Thank you very much, you and your beautiful audience, and of course you, and of course your husband, Boyce, Dr. Boyce Watkins. Funny that you mentioned Carl Jung, because his birthday was July 26th. You mentioned Carl Jung.
How did you know that?
I mean, I study these type of things, but you could also Google. But I study, and when you say something, I remember, because I have books by Carl Jung here. I got books by him and Nikola Tesla. I got books by Stephen Hawkins. All of them. I got a whole lot. Neil deGrasse Tyson. I got books by all of them, man. You know.
Oh my gosh! Happy birthday, Carl Jung. He's listen. Studying him and using him, Jungian psychology, using it in my practice, It has really been amazing. And every time I have a client who has a dream, I go, oh, hold up. Tell me about what that dream is about. I get into the dreams. I dream about numbers all the time. Oh my gosh. And I write them all down. I know to write them down. Right. Oh, look at people. I want to say hello to the chat here. Oh, Gregory McGee is typing in his birthday, so he already know what it is. Hey, everybody, the audience, y'all type your birthdays in here. Go on, reveal not just the month and the day. Let's see the year. Let's see how old we are. Type all of that in, and then I'll invite King Simon, if there's enough time, to be able to kind of decode some of y'all. So Gregory McGee, I don't know, he already in here. Hey, right. Rhonda, how you doing? She loves, 777 and 111 keeps showing up. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll get to y'all questions. But, okay, we are in this universal year of the 9 that we're in right now. Can you
Right.
tell us what that means? What's going on there?
One thing I tell people all the time that everything has its duality, and people got to pay attention to the duality of the number nine. Now, nine in one instance represents humanity and service and detoxification and removal and cleansing on multiple levels. But also, you got to remember, nine is also a number of war and fighting and all that kind of stuff going on. And also, nine is about immunity and paying attention to accidents also happening, because nine is known as an accident prone number. So even people born under the nine has to be careful of getting into accidents, like our dear brother Malcolm Jamal Warner, who was born August the 18th. And he was in the critical cycle before his birthday. I'll explain that few, but he was in the critical cycle before his birthday, which was one of the last cycles, one of the completion cycles before his actual birthday, which is the seventh cycle. And interesting enough, seven is one of his challenge numbers, and he transitioned on a 20th, which is one of his challenging numbers. And he was born on the 18th, which is also 18, which is also connected to nine, which deals with accidents. Again,
Accidents.
all that can happen. And I've been looking at different, I study celebrities and all that, but nine is a year that people should always be mindful of getting into arguments, getting into anything with contentions, and try to take the higher road, especially if you're driving on the road, especially if you're dealing with people, and especially if you're looking to, if dealing with police officers and military, be very mindful when you're dealing with those type of people in a 9 personal year cycle. Also,
this is so great, because taking the high road, that is something that I have been talking about on Sunday nights. Right. We've been talking about the ego and the functions of the ego. And right. We've been kind of laying this whole thing out for quite some time about when people are responding to you in a reactive way. Mm-hmm. It is not about you. It is about their ego taking over, because underneath that is all of their vulnerabilities that they're uncomfortable with, and they're trying to cover it up. Right. And the challenge for all of us, and what I'd like for everybody, especially Black people, to get into, is to be able to recognize when somebody is trying to fight with you. Right. Because the real battle is from within. Right. And they're just transferring onto you. Thank you, Carl Jung, for pointing this out. They're projecting these things onto you, and it has nothing to do with you. And the challenge for us is to be able to see where the ego is functioning and to see right through it, and instead respond with compassion.
Right. Exactly.
Instead of being reactive.
Right. And people got to realize that in a 9 personal year, because it's a number of completion, dreams fulfilled, inspiration, long trips. Also, it's an international number too. So those that are in a 9 personal year, let's say somebody's in a 9 personal year this year, they should learn different languages and connect with international, make international connections along the way. So 9 is one of those numbers that some people like 9, some people dislike a 9. I've heard numerologists online speak about the dislike of 9, and it's not always known as a humanitarian. It's right, because there's duality in everything. So in a 9, when you hear wars and rumors of war, things going on in a 9 year, know that if you're studying numerology, pay attention to the 9 patterns, whether it's a personal year, whether it's a 9-day, 9, 18, or 27, whether it's the 9th month, whether it's a 9 personal week, whatever it is, there's things connected to Aries, which is also connected to the number 9, and Scorpio is also connected to the number 9. So those are also different nuances. I tell people to look at it, because remember, numerology is the study of numbers. So it's not only predicated on just the esoteric part, but also the study of numbers dealing with statistics, probabilities, possibilities, which they deemed it divination, but divination is statistics, probability, and possibilities, and paying attention to patterns, cycles, and sequences. then we get to learn from this repetition, the repetition of a thing, the observing of a thing, and then the measuring of a thing. And then that's when we make our metaphysical science analysis and breakdown and know. Because when I study different celebrities or study my family members, I start seeing the patterns of the numbers showing up. And all of us like to say, numbers don't lie, numbers don't lie. You're right. Numbers don't lie, not even with your numbers connected to your birthday, and not just your birthday, your name. Woo! So people not even looking at your name. Each letter is connected to a number that also has a frequency, which also can help the individual navigate in this world like a GPS, because that's what the number. Remember, I tell people all the time, Dr. Alicia, that you are not the number. You are not the astrology sign. These are just indications that you came through at a particular longitude and latitude, particular time of the month, or time that you came through your moms, and made the breath of life right here on earth. And then they gave you those numbers just to pay attention to the order and the semblance of who we are. But those numbers and astrology charts are there to remind you to navigate. They give you different positive and negative of all of them. Yes. And then you could choose where you're going, which what we call so-called free will. You know what I'm saying? So we got to always pay attention to those things on a multiplicity of levels. I like to tell people, don't limit yourself. And I know in religion, they taught you against it, but why did the people that translated these books and wrote these books that could have been lighter melanated people, or because everybody has melanin, even the Europeans that we know have melanin. But you got to remember that some people had an agenda to control people. And once you recognize people control, if you taught humans their connection with the macrocosmic universe and connected to the microcosmic universe, then you can't have control over them, because now you know your connection. That's why when I hear Neil deGrasse Tyson says that you have all the stardust that's in the universe, you have it within yourself. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Please tell these people what's going on. Please stop playing with these people.
Wow. It's like what you're saying is that these molecules and stardust and all of that, they just gathered together to form you.
Exactly. All of it in it. And everything goes back to the hydrogen atom, or, so people we got to study and see the connection between all of this, and how we can use these modalities like numerology, or what I call my system Numerovation, because I want to motivate you with the numbers, and astrology or I Ching and all that. Don't look at them as something evil, because remember, and people asked me the question before, Dr. Alicia. She said, what it was a Hebrew Israelite brother who asked me, what do you say about people that call this of the devil? I said, who created the devil? So if he was created by your God, and when you look in the book of Job, you see God is present, the sons of God is present, and Satan is able to walk right into the room or right into that space and say, hey, what's up? I'm here too. Because he was once a child of light. He was once the bright and morning star. He was once an angel of light. Yes. So the knowledge of whatever you call numerology, astrology, he doesn't the only one to have it. It's just a matter of intentions and how he used it. But Angel Michael knows the numbers. Angel Raphael knows the numbers.
Yes.
Angel Jibrail knows them. Angel Uriel knows the numbers. All your angels in your Bible knows the intentions of knowledge. You could either use it for positive or use it for negative. I myself choose to use it for positive. That's why I call my system Numerovation, using numbers, the numeral, to motivate you in an innovative way. That's all.
This is so beautiful. Let me I'm taking notes here. Okay. Everybody, how you doing? Simon on here, the one and only King Simon. Type your birth dates in the chat, because we're gonna take a few minutes to look at birthdays. So y'all type your birthday in the chat, and we're talking about what your birthday reveals about your healing journey. Yeah. And I got 3 things to say. Number 1, do y'all know that Boyce and I met, and the first thing we talked about was numbers?
Get out of here. Well, I mean, he's a mathematician, so I
He's
understand.
a math major.
Math major,
So,
exactly.
so I was struggling, King Simon. I was sitting in the library, stressed out, trying to figure out how am I going to pass this math class. And I would seriously, this is a true story. I was 19 years old. I had just flunked math, and I was sitting in the library eating candy, trying to figure out how am I going to graduate, because I knew I couldn't go back home to Gary, Indiana.
Right.
And this guy comes up to me. He is 22. I think he was 22 years old. King Simon, 22.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Comes up to me. If I'm 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, he's 22. Mm-hmm. And he told me, I said, I'm really struggling with math. And somehow we got on that topic, and he said, I'll tutor you. And that's how we became friends. Now, this is before Boyce became Dr. Boyce.
Of course.
All this other stuff. He didn't even have a PhD yet. Wow. So we just became buddies, and we would get together and do math problems. Wow. That was our friendship. I just find that to be really, it just struck me as you're talking. And I'm like, wow, like numbers navigated our friendship.
Exactly. Through math.
Through math. Okay, that's the first thing.
Right.
Second thing is interesting about Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Right.
And in hindsight, of course.
Of course.
What a great way to use numbers to navigate your path, so that you can say, be careful. This is, accident prone day. Maybe this is not the day to go swimming in the ocean.
Right.
It's really interesting how it navigates, or be careful, or watch out. Not that you have to rearrange your life and reschedule your whole vacation, but it's a beautiful way to incorporate some of this into the decisions that you make.
Yeah. If I was his consultant, I would definitely have told him to be very mindful of the water during the season. And again, because he was in his 52-day critical cycle before his birthday. All of us have a 52-day critical cycle before our birthday. So if everybody take the time out and start from their birthday, start counting backwards, the first day in front of your birthday would be the first day, counted 52 days. Wherever it lands, that's where your 52-day critical cycle starts. And that's a cycle that you should complete certain things. Be very careful of getting into any arguments. Be very careful of getting into any contentions. Consult and check on your elders, and pay attention to your intuition is also one of the things to do. And again, with my brother Michael Jamal Walter, although I heard him perform, I've never got to meet him. I heard him perform at a park years ago. What I would have suggested is definitely don't go out there by yourself. On the 20th day at that, which is interesting, which that 6 and that 20, if you look at it, if it happened, it happened on July 20th or 6, it happened on July 20th. Mm-hmm. July. So that 7 and that 20 adds up to 27, which is a 9 again. So he was another 9 days. So 999 kept on showing up, which works with him, but it's still an accident prone number. So when people are born on the 9th in a 9th year, going through a 9th personal day or 9th cycle, they always got to be very mindful of accidents happening. So you got to pay attention. You got to learn to read the room, so to speak, or read the situation that could happen if you go in places like that. And we could talk about it now after the effects and all that, because I don't take my time out to go and look through celebrities' chart to see that may happen. I really just stay focused on my clients, and I stay focused on myself and family and those that book sessions with me to help give them guidance to be alerted for the positive and the negative, because everything has its duality. So bear witness to the positive and the negative.
Now, King Simon, where do if somebody wants to get a reading from you, where do they find you? Let us know.
Well, of course, you see my IG page right here. Of course, that's I am King Simon 111. And then, of course, you can actually text me. your full name and birthday with an email, and I will send you the details via email, because I do have 4 levels of consultation. That is a 10-minute session, which is pre-recorded. 15-minute sessions is pre-recorded, but you're allowed 4 questions for the 15-minute, 3 questions for the 10-minute. And I just need your first and your birthday, first name and birthday. Then I have the 30-minute session that you give me your full name, and we get into the conversation. You get to ask whatever question you want dealing with, and just recognize that numerology is not psychic. It pays attention to patterns, cycles, and sequences in your life, so you can navigate better from your past all the way going into your future, if you really want to deal with it. And then I got a 60-minute session, which can go also in it. Right now, I got a discount for seniors for the 30 and the 60-minute. You got to be 60 years and older, but I have a discount for the senior brothers and sisters that might be on a budget and all that, and for only the 30-minute session. And then I give them 40% off. And I also have AARP member senior discounts too, where I give 10% off, because I'm part of AARP. I'm 58 years of age, and I went and got, because you get AARP from 50 years of age. So I'm 58 now. So,
that's right. Get your discounts.
Get my discount, child. So I'm trying to help them out with discounts by, if they can prove that they're AARP member, like text me a card and show me that they are, then I'll give them a discount. Also 10% discount if you have an AARP membership. And yeah, I know people are holding on to their funds and all that, but I want to help you out anyway, as much as I, because you know, like Les Brown, one of my teachers said, he said, yo, just because you get old, you don't have to think like you're old.
Yes.
And you can actually, old people need to learn to spread their wisdom to younger people right now. Write your book, write your ebook, sing your song, write your music, whatever you got to do to leave a legacy before you leave this planet, or donate it to a foundation, or donate it to donate something to a hospital. Anything you need to do, I can pinpoint that out your numbers to show you what you need to do, just in case. And I don't like to do quickies, like online quickies like this, because it's really serious to me. I'm not nobody on the street that just throw cards. I'm doing that. And big up to the tarot readings and all that kind of stuff, and the palm readers, because you got some good ones out there. But the presidents and great people of history, like Ronald Reagan had an astrologer. You had people like Victoria, Queen Victoria, that had a astrologer, numerologist, and all of that. You had all these people that studied these things, and they called them advisors, not readers, consultants and advisors. So when the president has all these advisors around him, more than likely there are some of them that's into astrology or numerology or anything. And that's why Nancy Reagan, who had an astrologer around her, was able to help her husband navigate from that shooting at that time when Ronald Reagan got shot that time, if he would have, because he followed what Nancy told him to do.
Let me tell you, I really do feel like the demarcation between a millionaire and a billionaire is some form of metaphysics.
That was what J.P. Morgan said back then.
Yes.
Yes, he did say that. That's the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire.
And the thing is that NASA uses numbers. You don't think they pushed? I watched this movie, this book called by Richard Hoagland about NASA, and every single launch was connected to a specific date at a specific time.
Let me tell you,
they were down to the second about when they were launching.
This book right here is written by somebody that worked at NASA. This one is called Numerology for Decoding Behavior by Michael Brill. And he says it right here. He said, numerologist since 1985 has worked at schools, businesses, government, including 10 years with aerospace industry and 2 years with NASA.
What?
It says it in the back of his book. I mean,
oh my goodness.
He's not telling you anything crazy. So I'm like, okay, I got that book, and I got his workbook. I studied his book where he deals with the achievement numbers and all that kind of stuff and deal with it. Because most numerologists start creating their own vernacular and, creating their own language. You could text me. Those who want to text me, let me, I'm going to
type it in the chat.
Yeah,
What's the number?
They could text me. Do not call me. Text me your full name, date of birth, and email at 347-496-1022. That's
1022.
347-496-1022.
Okay, I put it in the
Yeah, put it in the chat
oh, it's in there.
and
It's
show
in there.
and show it on the screen so they can have it, and then you could highlight it on the screen and they'll know. But it's really, numbers again don't lie. People lie to themselves.
Yes.
Numbers don't lie. I always say that to my clients because I let you know it's not psychic, so you don't have to worry. Your Bible got the book of Numbers. Go read it and find out why things and tribes with numbers. If we didn't have chapters, we'd be going through the Bible all the time. If we didn't have surahs in the Holy Quran, they talk about over it is 19. Now you're going to abjad when you're studying that form of numerology. When you're studying the Arabic form of numerology, then you got Kabbalah, you got Gematria. And the only thing that makes people nervous is about its predictability, and people don't want to. One thing about me, I tell people, although there are numerologists that have done it in the past, that have pinpointed where people are going to die and how they're going to die. I have books on them. I choose not to do that. I'd rather you stay motivated and keep you at a higher level than you trying to. But one thing, when it comes to death, we definitely die under some number, under some cycle, under some pattern.
And why not you choose?
Exactly. You recognize your patterns and cycles and sequences, because there's points in my life that I knew that it could have happened, but I went through my own depression at that time. But I recognized that every time I went, and this is going back from when I was 8 years old, when I looked at the numbers, I said, wow, I was in one of my depression personal years. I was one of my personal cycles that was depressive. And in my book, those people who don't got my book, you go to Amazon. This one is called Numerovation for Mental Stability.
Yes.
A numerovational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. I have a disclaimer because I am not a licensed anything as well, but I am good at the numbers. And and again, it's just to help you. And then I also recommend people like Dr. Alicia. I recommend other people that want to come, that need that kind of service, that I know that are doing it professionally, just in case I see your numbers that can pull you towards that negative side of it, which could be mental disturbance, mental health. And the 5 primary numbers that I've noticed over years, since I've been studying this in the 80s, was the number 4, the number 7, the number 8, the number 5, and the number 3. What do I mean by that? You could be born on the 4th of the month, the 13th of the month, the 22nd of the month, the 31st of the month. You could be born on the 7th of the month, the 16th of the month, and the 25th of the month. You could be born on the 8th, or you could have a lot of those numbers in your name. You could have a lot of 4s, a lot of 7, a lot of 8s, a lot of 5, a lot of 3s. And 5 and 3 are the bottom of the totem pole because they're usually known as a jovial and happy energy, but they rule the nervous system. So people suffer from nervous breakdown that could lead to depression. So people like Walt Disney, he suffered from nervous breakdown. He was born December the 5th.
Woo!
So did Little Richard at one time go through that. If you read their stories, you find out when Little Richard didn't feel like he was respected enough as the founder of rock and roll, he went through his stuff.
He was upset.
Oh, not just upset, Lord.
Yes.
People are texting me now. Of course, I'm not going to answer until after.
They texting you.
I will text you. Text me your full name, date of birth, and email so I can send you the details.
Oh my goodness.
What different sessions you have a choice to deal with.
I'm going to leave this number up. This is interesting. So like as a therapist, I see people who are often, especially couples, who are stuck in these cycles. And I always try to like have them recognize these patterns. And a lot of it is based off of emotional wounds, fear of failure, all of these traumatic patterns. But I see couples stuck. Numerology, when we use it with intentionality, like you're suggesting.
Yes.
How can it be like another lens to kind of help people really break through some of these patterns that they're stuck in?
Because of the interpretations of the numbers that have been pulled and observed over time, the positive aspects of the numbers can help pull them out. But at the end of the day, they're going to have to do their work. You know how many people just by dealing in relationships and all that. If one person don't want to work and the other one's willing to work, then it won't work. It stops right there. People start breaking up. It takes two. And so it takes, if numerology is more spiritual or energetically spiritual, then it's going to take your physical and your spiritual working together. It's still going to take the two. You're going to, because if your spiritual and your physical ain't working together, you still lazy. Although your number says you're supposed to do spiral up into another higher level of a number 1 through 9, or you will master number 11, or you'll master number 22, or you got a lot of, if you ain't willing to put in that work, then it ain't going to work.
So it's not like an easy way out. Oh, I just do these numbers and that's what it is. No, it's the work that you have to put into knowing
exactly
what you could be facing.
Because all of the vibrations have its positive and negative. In my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, you can find it on Amazon. Just put King Simon on Amazon. Not Simon King, King Simon. All right, because Simon King is another author out there, but
he's a whole nother author.
Yeah, he got good book. A white guy, good. He got some great books. I bought 1 or 2 of his books already. But what I have found out that some people don't realize that, and I tell people all the time that what your formative lives have made you up also, what has happened in your family and all that. So sometimes people bring those traumas along with them. And even when you do the numbers, you still have to be able to manage the weaknesses and strengthen the strength. That's what A.R. Bernard said years ago. Manage your weaknesses and strengthen your strength. So, okay, we find that you might have a lazy tendency and all that. So that's one of the weaknesses. So how do you manage your laziness? You have to start flipping it to do certain things that you love to do, that you would always be willing to do without somebody telling you, without it pulling you back from being lazy, without you have to be willing to do these. That's why it takes work. And in even numerology, in my book, I have 4 different paths: the constructive, the obstructive, the destructive, and the complacent. That means you stay comfortable where you at, because that's where you enjoy. And I understand there's some people that stays where they at and want to stay. They're comfortable just going to work, paying the bills, but your numbers let you know that there's other possibilities. You can keep it dormant and keep it laid dormant if you want to. I always make this statement. Many of us have watched the Mission Impossible franchise and movie. Yes. And every time Eaton is given a cassette, they tell him in the cassette, you could choose this mission or you don't want to choose this mission. It's up to you. This cassette's going to blow up. You
have a choice. But the cassette is going to burn. Okay.
It's going to burn. But you got the choice. It's up to you whether you're going to make it unleash this power, or you're going to allow this power to stay dormant. And that's why Les Brown used to say in classes, who was one of my teachers, I spoke to him for his birthday a couple of years ago, who was one of my teachers, he said, imagine yourself on your deathbed and all your gifts and talents and skills and everything that came to help you was around you, crying because you didn't use all of them. Numbers connected to your name and your birthday can show you what are some of the gifts you're supposed to be using. Your superpowers. That's why I wrote in a portion of my book about the superpowers of the young people or the children, that you should be able to help build them if they're born under the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, the number 4, the number 5, the number 6, the number 7, number 8, number 9. If you're born, there's superpowers that you can pull out of them if you want, but sometimes you got to pull them out from young, because some of these children, some of our adults are still children, still suffering from traumatic things of the past, as you may know, Dr. Alicia. You know they're suffering from they still worried about mommy and daddy issues, who raped them and who molested them and who flipped them over, who kicked them in their neck, all that kind of stuff. Believe me, I went down that road too. Believe me. I know. Ooh. I wrote it in my book about it. I almost took my life 3 times because of this. So I had to overcome. And if I would have done it at 8 years old, because of people hating me in the community, calling me names, and then my family having their own classism issues, then of course you're going to be in a rock in between a hard place. So I thought about removing myself. Since y'all don't like me and my family, and the schools and the children are teaching me. I know in America they play the dozens and all that kind of stuff. But if the children, I had no problem dealing with them. But when it came to your family doing the same thing, that's where that problem can lie. And that is the nail that goes into the coffin that almost took me out, to the point I still got the mark on my wrist.
Woo! As a reminder.
Y'all would not know me if I would have done it at 8 years old. So I had to, and what had happened, and that's why we have to pay attention to those spiritual intervention. Family, please like, subscribe, and share this video now. Share this. we got to pay attention to those little spiritual nuances and interventions that come up. In that bathroom, in that time over there in Carlton Avenue, in 475 Carlton Avenue in Brooklyn, New York, not too far from the Barclays Center today, a barrage of voices came in my head and said, "You're going to miss your grandmother. You're going to miss your mother. You're gonna miss." And then I started crying at 8 years old. So you got to pay attention to, and one last thing, I was in a nightclub about to do the same thing in my 30s. And somebody ran up the stairs and said they heard my name on the radio. I want to rent the club. They heard that Simon is a good person and he's this and he's that and he's this. And I didn't know they was talking. I had the electrical orange rope ready.
Oh.
Didn't write no books yet. You know, books haven't been written, nothing written. I was a top radio personality in New York named Simon Templar. You know, on WWRL radio, on Caribbean TV shows and all that kind of stuff, doing all my thing, working with some of the biggest artists from Shaggy. I went to school with him and working with people like Bernard Spare, Bob Marley's children, all that. And I was about to, I wasn't happy. So I was about to take my thing and boom, somebody run up the stairs and she don't know what she did for me because she still didn't come back and rent the club. But whatever she said had me roll up that extension cord and put it away. So you got to pay attention to the little, when even you are thinking about it out there, pay attention to those the little voices, because God whispers.
Yes.
God within you whispers.
Yes. Within you. And when you start to listen.
Yes.
It's like, oh, they listening. Let me get louder. Let me get stronger. Hey, it's like they're always rooting for you. and it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And you have to learn.
And after that in the club, the first book that came out after I left the club was No Promotion is Bad Promotion and All Publicity is Good Publicity. Just spell my name right. My life, because I left the club. I wrote my book about my life in the club.
Oof.
And I got the pictures to show you. I got pictures of Shabba Ranks, Malik Yoba in here, all the different artists, Beanie Man, all these people that I work with, all in the book. I got a little photo glossary in the back. I wasn't playing because I know I had to release that because I wasn't going to do clubbing no more. That was it. You know, and that's what you could write about, family. If you're leaving a job or a business that you're no longer satisfied there, then write about it and and you might as well make, because I'm still making money from this book and I'm not even in the nightclub anymore. Still in the making money. Residuals.
Yes.
That's what it's about, man.
Just coming in your sleep, making money in your sleep.
Still.
It's a story that if you tell your story, other people are going to relate to this and learn from your journey, where you've been, and then you've gone through trials and tribulations, and now you come out a different person. And it's that transition. Where you go? We can't hear you. Okay, are you not? Oh, let me unmute you. Okay, unmute.
Unmute myself. Okay, here I am.
Unmute yourself on that journey. You were sharing. Okay, go ahead and talk. You're still muted. What happened?
I shared my link tree with you just now. So in your private chat, that's a link tree that you could also share. Also, you can scroll it on the bottom if anything. But they can get my books through there. All my links, the PayPal, all that stuff, Cash App, all that stuff is on there.
Oh, but, excellent.
But
you got text messages.
Oh, a lot of people texting me. I will get at you after I'm finished, family. You got to text me your full name, date of birth, and an email so I can send you the details.
All right, I'll put your there's your link tree. I'll put that up. Oh, and by the way, everybody, let's see. Let me just let everybody know, if anybody wants to work with me,
yes,
you can. There's my website, Coaching with Dr. Alicia. Of course, I'm on all platforms, Instagram. I got a TikTok going on at Coaching with Dr. Alicia. And of course, to get updates on when we go live on my YouTube channel and a bunch of YouTube channels across the YouTube world, be sure to text LOVE to 87948, and then you get a text message of when I go live. And by the way, Les Brown, I can't imagine Gladys Knight. They were married to each other. And as you know, we have the same birthday.
Yeah. It's interesting because Les is born February 17th. And she's born May the 28th. Now, in numerology, there are challenge numbers and then there's power numbers. Well, their challenge numbers between both of them is the Les's challenge numbers is the number 1, which she's born 2 + 8 = 10, 1 + 0 = 1. And her challenge numbers is 17, which is an 8. Is an 8. That's one of her challenge numbers. So that made a lot of sense when I seen that. I was like, Lord have mercy. Now I see why that didn't work. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. It didn't
work. Yes, why it didn't work. Because remember, 28, if it's like did you see your mother and father raise you? Did they help you raise you?
Yes.
See, if now this was interesting. In my book, I talk about the number 28 being one of the divorce numbers. And it could be divorce in relationship, especially if that person born under 28 didn't see a good relationship with their family, then they carry that. In other words, but if you did see a good relationship in your family, then you would carry it with yourself into the next relationship, as long as you've seen a good relationship in the family. 28, because it's known as a divorce number, not just relationship, but divorcing yourself of negative attitude, negative people, negative relationships, recognizing also assets and liabilities in your life also, and recognizing because 28 adds up to a 10. And one thing about me, a lot of people will just break that down to a number 10 and break it down to a number 1, but you got to remember, even the double numbers like 28 have their own distinct meaning according to compound numerology, or according to tarot numerology. You might see in the definitive meanings of these things. So I pay attention to the 28, the 10, and the 1. If you're born on the 31st, I pay attention to the 31st and the 4 and the 3 and the 1 and the 31st, because that's a journey that you're going on. And remember, it's not just about your life path. It's not just about every number in your name and your birthday can be activated, because we are not the numbers. We can activate. We actually can control these things, because we use them to navigate, putting the power back in your hands, because we got the power. We got the power. Why are we throwing it away? I'm not telling you give it to you because give it to that person's sons because he's a 28. You're showing him how to navigate through life with that 28, or with being born in May, which is the 5th month. And remember, 5 + 28 equals 33. So you already have the master number of healing. That's why you get to heal relationship. 6 is a relationship number. So 33 is the Christ consciousness number according to the metaphysical science of numerology. But it's also Christ, meaning anointed to do something consciously.
Oh.
And that's your alignment number, or your first pinnacle, or your achievement number. So that's what you came to do, and what you're doing being a coach and helping relationship, it leads right to it. It's not, this is your birthday, but that's that person's son's birthday too that she just put up there, May 28th.
My goodness. So this May 28 came up 3 times now. Wow. Just Mel's birthday, my birthday, and Gladys Knight. Isn't that something?
And she came to heal through music.
Come on.
She did her job.
Wow.
She did her work.
And it looks like she does it with ease. When she sings, she ain't even trying to force like some of these other artists. She's not forcing anything out. It just eases out of her.
But people born on the 28th of any month came to do something if they choose to use it. Denzel Washington born on the 28th of December. So was Stan Lee born the same day, 28th of December. So they came to do what their jobs. Stan Lee did it through writing and comic books. Denzel did it through acting and being who he's self. And that's what's so important about that. 28.
Well, thank you. Okay, King Simon, you're making me feel all good about myself. I'm beating my chest out now.
and Bobby Hemmett born on the 28th of November.
Oh, Bobby Hemmett. Oh my God. Oh.
Come on now.
Wow, wow. And Bobby Hemmett was one of the real ones, the OGs.
And going back to the thing about paying attention to intervention, sometimes a book, matter of fact, I was in a Barnes and Nobles years ago with a friend of mine, Dr. McCabe Judge. That's somebody you need. She's an acupuncturist. She just wrote a book on hormonal anxiety and all that. Very good person. I need to connect y'all. But she lives out here in Georgia now too.
Oh.
And yo, this book was damn near falling off the shelf, called The Power of Positive Energy.
Oh.
It was done sticking out the shelf. And I was looking for a book. I was about to leave, and as I was walking past, going to this book, damn, they're sticking out the shelf. The Power of one of my best books that I've read in the Power of Positive Energy by Tanaz Chubb. Tanaz Chubb. So those who want to get, very good book. I mean, just what she says about various things and breaking it down. Again, Bobby Hemmett used to say, even if you just buy a book that you resonate with and you just had to read the chapter or a paragraph, that was all you needed.
Yes.
Maybe you just need to give it away after that. You just needed that, and then everything will fall right into place.
Everything falls right into place. Man, I'm going to tell you, like, okay, so those of you who are watching, this is a question I have to ask, and I wonder if it also happens for other people. Have you ever noticed a repeating number pattern in your life? Like 1111. Have any of y'all noticed that? Like birth dates that just pop up often, all the time. Drop it in the comments if you've ever noticed any of these things happen to you, because I love to see what does it mean when numbers keep showing up for you? What does that mean? Because it happens. Y'all drop your numbers in there. Numbers that keep showing up. What does that mean?
Well, the angel number concept came around towards the late 80s, and people don't realize that wherever there's an angel, there could be a demon. There's always duality. Now, a good book that I always suggest is either Angel Numbers, written by Doreen Virtue. There's one that's called Angel Number 101.
Okay.
But there's different perspectives. Then I got Synchronicity Numbers by Anne-Marie Uber, another good book. And another Angel Numbers book by a sister is called, and again, I'm not afraid to recommend other perspectives.
Yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm.
I'm not, because I'll pull out books like crazy. This one is called The Magic of Angel Numbers by Layla Moon. This is a sister that's also wrote a book. So these are good books. But again, everybody have their perspective, because when you're seeing angel numbers, or what I call angle numbers, it's the mathematical angel giving you an angle that you can choose to take while you're seeing those numbers. So if you're seeing 1 if you're seeing, okay, somebody said they see 222, right?
222. Lashia says 222. What does that mean?
222 is a healing number. Remember, 2 deals with balance and harmony and healing, but also deals with companionship. But look what the 2 adds up to. The number 6, which deals with balance, harmony, and forgiveness. So you got to look at it from a holistic perspective, like Dr. Africa taught me years ago. So I'm not just going to say 222, which you might go in her book. Let's go in her book, and Angel Numbers book, and what she says about 222. My perspective is, she says, trust that everything is working out exactly as it's supposed to, with divine blessings for everyone involved. Let go and have faith. That's what 222 means from her perspective. But my 222 is telling me to look at 2 from different levels. If 2 means companionship, 2 means balance, 2 means intuition. It's telling me to be balanced in our companionship while you use your intuition and find love and balance and harmony with whatever you're doing. But the negative of that is not paying attention to your intuition, not being balanced, being hard-headed against what is being revealed to you. Against that. So, because they're not writing all that in this. They're not writing all of that in this. She gives it quick and simple, where let's see what she says. Angel Numbers by Layla Moon says about the number 2, the repetitive numbers of 222, which we call angel numbers. Okay, she says what she says here. Okay, she says, oh, here it is. She says the number 2 is linked to sensitivity, harmony, and 2 having an innate ability and sense of energy and emotional shift, because they thrive in harmony. So when you are seeing something like 222 from her perspective, you have to thrive for harmony and balance and things, but you got to be careful of being unbalanced, unharmonized. Because some people, you got women out there that might fall in love with somebody and they think they all it. But you got to also pay attention to your intuition when you're seeing too. So if you're dreaming about this man fooling around, more than likely it's happening, but he got the illusion so much on you.
Yes, you can't see. You just so much in love. You don't see the red flags. So 222 could be saying, pay attention to the red flags.
And to pay attention to your intuition. Because even before you come to me or an astrologer, your intuition is what the creator gave you anyway. So if you pay attention to that gut feeling, that intuition, in the church, they call it prophets and prophetess. In the street, they call it psychics. When we in the field, we paying attention to our gut feelings in the military. Right. So we got to pay attention. These are just words that change along different circumstances in different places. We keep on forgetting.
It's a vibe. I love the kids now. They be like, I don't like their vibe. I ain't dealing with that. I'm like, good. Pay attention to that.
It's a whole vibe, yo. I learned that a long time ago. It's a whole vibe.
A whole vibe. Oh my God. And you know what? As you were talking, I just realized this 28 is really interesting because today is the 28th of July.
Yeah, that's why I say she chose it for a reason. I said to myself, maybe she chose this for a reason.
I didn't. It was just like, I'm going to Ghana. When I come back, see if you can, this date, it was very random thing.
And you're born on the 28th. I'm born on the 1st. It coincides with both of us.
That's oh my gosh. There we go. It's supposed to happen.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, let's get back to healing and all of this.
Okay.
So right now we're in a 9 and you did a good job. I wrote it all down about we're in a universal year energy of a 9.
Yes.
So what are some like practical steps we can take? Because all of us we know our birthday and we know how to add them up and get our number.
Right.
How can we take some of these steps as it corresponds with the year 9 to kind of use it as a way of releasing emotional burdens and getting into self-knowledge and growth and all of that? Alignment, as Ayana here is talking about, alignment. How can we use our number, because we all can add them up,
that's right,
with the 9 year to help us grow?
You add the month that you're born with the day that you're born with the year that we're in to find out your personal number. It's personalized for you at this time. Although universally 9 is 2025 as up to a number 9. Once you add it up, I added up multiple ways because I'll put 20 plus 25. It adds up to 45. And look who we got in office. Go figure that one. He's the old 45. And now, look who we got in office. But also 4 and 5 are communication numbers in numerology. So you got to learn how to communicate with discipline and adaptability in a year like this that adds up to the 9, which says you need to strive to be on a higher frequency of love and understanding. So let's say you're born, again, if you add your birthday, 5 plus 28 plus 2025, that adds up to 2058. And when you add that together, it adds up to 15. So you're in a 6 personal year cycle since your birthday came in of educating, learning certain things new, going back to school, probably learning some different nuances to help enhance your business and job. This is a good day to do that. Being creative, being adaptable, but also forgiving and letting go. Certain family members might, because 6, all even numbers, there's certain family members that might come back into your life, or certain things that might happen, that it could be a loss or gain of a family member in this, loss and gain of a friend, could be through you're not friends anymore, could be through death, passing on in a 6-year cycle. So you got to pay attention in all evens numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 9. Those are numbers of health. And paying attention to your health in those personal cycles. The
2, 4, 6,
8, and 9. 9 is usually the number of completion, because after you've gone through all those, if you went through all those health issues, let's say 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 is going to take you out of here or put you in the hospital. Pay attention. You know what I'm saying? So every time I do a consultation and they ask about health, I'm able to pinpoint what they need to be very careful, because I'm not telling you that you have the problem. I'm saying that these are things that you could attract to you because you have so many of these numbers in your chart.
That's right. Okay, what about odd numbers? All the people who got, I see y'all out there
Yeah, odd
adding up
numbers.
your numbers. What about the odd numbers? What do they need to worry
Odd numbers are
about?
usually the transitional numbers itself.
Ah,
Those are the transitional numbers, but also those are the direct say what you mean what you say numbers, and you got to deal with certain things direct, especially when it comes to health. Because the odd numbers, like the number one deals with circulation. Number 2 deals with diet and stomach, or being careful of ptomaine poison. Number 3 deals with nerve issues, nervous breakdown. And going back to number 1, that deals with high blood pressure, where number 3 deals with low blood pressure, paying
ah,
attention to it. And number 4 deals with mental health, being careful not to hold things in your mind, because you could think yourself into a sickness also. Number 5 deals with nerve, but it deals with paralysis and nerves and insomnia. If you have a lot of 5s in your chart, or you're born in the 5th month and all that kind of stuff, I'm telling you. And then number 6 deals with congestion, lungs, sexual organs, and dealing with breathing and learning how to clean your congestion and your sinus issues. Number 7 deals with worrying, but also deals with stomach issues. So you could worry yourself into a sickness also. And
Natasha, listen up. Go ahead.
and number 8 deals with intestinal tract, bones, teeth, and knees. You have to pay close attention to what you put in your body that can destroy your bone, teeth, knees, and your intestinal tract. And then the number 9 deals with your immune system, and it deals with accidents, being careful of accidents and being careful, because they become very accident prone. What I've noticed in numerology, studying again the patterns, cycles, and sequences, I noticed that the 2 primary numbers of accident prones, or because of or getting into those type of things, is the people born under the number 9 and the number 5. Because sometimes 5 moves so fast. They're fast moving, they're quick moving, and they get tripped up, especially when it comes with technology and all that. They end up throwing water or dropping water on your computer by mistake, or something like that. You go, so you always got to pay attention to when you have 5 children around your stuff. I'm just telling you.
Woo! Boy, oh my goodness. I cannot believe we are like almost halfway past the hour. Man, King Simon, if I ask you another question, I'm about to let you bill me for another conversation. Oh my God. Listen, everybody here today, you got to save this video.
Yeah. Show my number
again. A lot in.
Yeah, show my number again so they can text me, because people are texting me. I will, please text me. No, don't just give me your first name and last name and middle name, or give me your first, middle, last name, and email. Because I do send you, after I finish here, I will send the emails. I will respond to everybody before I go to bed. But it comes directly to my phone. I'm looking at it right now. Big up to Kendra, big up to Natasha, big up to Chelsea, big up to Kelly, big up to Ebonique, big up to all of y'all that's hitting me up, even Billy Carson text me. Billy Carson text me. I see you.
Billy Carson. Oh, say hello.
But,
okay, let me put the text message. There's the text. You text King Simon. If you want to get, and what do they need to text you? Their name,
full name, and date of birth, and an email, a working email. Because I'm going to send you the whole details. I got 4 levels of this session. I stopped doing compatibility sessions for a reason, because people are not serious. And I would rather you go and consult Coach Alicia first before you come to me. And I'd rather deal with people that's been 5 years in or 3 years in, not just stuff, because I've had men come to me and women come to me. Look, I got 2 guys, and I'm thinking about dealing with one of them. And one guy said, I got 3 women, and I'm thinking which one would work for me, King Simon. I'm like, I don't want to do this no more.
We ain't helping you be a playboy. No.
I stopped doing that 5 years ago. And that's why I said I didn't even do my friends that asked me. I don't even do them. Because I'm like, y'all are not serious. You're asking me all kinds of extra stuff, because it takes time for me to put your first, middle name together and your last name together to see if it's compatible. What are the positive and what are the negative? Then your birthday, what are the positive negative? Then I'm gonna give you your positive numbers and your positive days, your positive months, your challenge numbers, your challenge day. It takes time for me to put all this is all mathematics. I'm not a mathematician. I still use a calculator, damn it. I don't care. Because I'm real, I'm transparent. But if I was a mathematician like Boyce could think of numbers real quick.
Yes, he can.
I got to go to my computer and type it up. So I'm really a real dude here. I'm real. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna tell you.
Yes. Of course, you're extraordinary, King
Yeah,
Simon.
yeah, I'm good at what I do, but I'm just letting people know I'm not playing with this. I don't. That's why I don't like to do quickies online. I don't like to do quickies at festivals. I don't like to do all that stuff because I'm security minded. I was trained in the FOI back in the day, in the
Oh,
Nation of Islam,
yes.
under Dr. Khalid and Minister Farrakhan back in the day when
Yes.
after I left that. So I still watch and scan places, and I'm always watching. So it's not comfortable for me to do it. It's better to book a session or get the 10-minute or the 15-minute pre-recorded sessions. And then I can sit down and really get in and honestly record it, send it to you. I even send you a breakdown of your name, either the first name or your full name, depending what session you have, via email, so you can know the different nuances of your name from a basic perspective, so you can know certain things, so you can keep it in mind. And then all my sessions, I give people a free ebook of my spiritual lessons, either volume 1, volume 2, or volume 3. Ebook of spiritual lessons that you can start practicing with applicable things that you can do if you're on a spiritual journey for yourself.
And you got to sit down and take the time and do the work.
Do the work.
And then no one's going to spoon feed you everything.
And just like the song, do it till you're satisfied. Whatever it is, you got to do it. Do it. Do it. Because like Teddy Pendergrass says, you can't hide from yourself. What? Anywhere you go, there you are, and your numbers are right there with you. You can't
right there with you, showing up in times where you need it.
That's why I say numbers don't lie, not just in numbers and statistics can lie. Because if you got man-made statistics
can't lie. Yeah,
let's be real. That's why the sayings was figures don't lie, but liars do figure.
They do.
They do figure it out how to lie. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be very careful with statistics, because I noticed that with the census that are taken. You could be a person that lives in a 4-bedroom house by yourself, but they will estimate that might be 4 people that live in there since it's a 4-bedroom house, when it's really just one person. So you never know when it comes to census and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really, when it comes to natural numbers connected to your birthday and your name that you're called by your parents, or the spiritual name that you might choose, or the handles that you might choose, you could attract certain things that could be either challenging or something that could be helpful you just by the IG handles that you choose. That's how deep it can get.
And it's so interesting because I'm coming into my new academic year.
Mm-hmm.
And every time the new year starts, the academic year in August, they always make me update my email password. And I will sit there and do numbers. King Simon, I ain't lying. I will type out stuff and I'll put numbers to everything, and I'll configure it, and I'll think about it and sleep on it. And I just don't change my password willy-nilly. My password is connected to the goals for myself that I have, and I have to type it in every day. Sometimes I type it in and I didn't forgot what it meant, but my subconscious remembers.
Exactly.
And so I use it anytime I have the opportunity to incorporate some higher force, because I need some help down here. It ain't always easy. I need somebody to help me do the things that I know I'm put here to do. I need help. So I'm not in the position to be turning anything down. So I use it for my own benefit, so that I can reach my purpose. Yes.
Your alignment is a 33. So when you at 5 and that 28, that 33 energy is such a powerful portal. Again, it is one of the Christ consciousness energy. Sometimes it's called the number of Melchizedek. You know what I'm saying? According to this book by Numerology for Life, A Language of Life, if you look at the number 33 and what she says about the number 33, she says that is the daughterration of God, symbolizing someone who is joyfully bringing forward the higher consciousness of love, termed the Christ consciousness. It vibrates with the things of the 3 and the 6, and the color is orange or peach. The gem is diamond, and the musical note is B, and guardian by the Archangel Michael. That's what she says in her book. It's
Those
written in
are my favorite
1990.
colors.
See, but there it is. It has a color. It's powerful. And of course, one of my teachers, Lloyd Strayhorn, if y'all go to check out Lloyd Strayhorn's book, Numbers and You, one of the best sellers out there. He's been on Oprah. He's been on all kinds. One of my teachers also. But he loved me because I've taken it to another level. I even wrote my first numerology book was called Numbers. Numbers are simple. People are complicated.
Yes.
Numbers are simple. People are complicated. He loved that title. He said he wished he would have had that title. Because he's like, he's been doing it for 40, near 50 years. He said, Simon, that is the truest thing you ever said. Numbers are simple. People are
complicated. Oh my God. They make things, and they make things more complicated than it has to be a lot of times.
Exactly. People make it. And because I tell people why I put it like that. Funny, again, this is important to pay attention to your dreams, your thoughts. I was going to only have numbers are simple. Then I said, something needs to be added. Then I went to sleep. The next morning I came out and people are complicated. Boom. I knew that, but that's what Nikola Tesla did. What Nikola Tesla did in his book. He said sometimes he had to go and sleep, get away from it, and go back. And for every invention, I got his autobiography and his biography here. He had to get away from things. Sometimes he had to go sit by the lake and get the downloads or the uploads.
Yes. And you know, we're on this rat race so much. And people are busy. They trying to pay bills. They trying to make ends meet. They're navigating so many things and they never take out time for themselves.
Exactly.
It's not expensive to sit down somewhere.
Right. Exactly. And go ground and go sit in the tub. This morning I did a whole tub. Spiritual work in the tub, man.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to just sit in that tub and remember water, according to metaphysics, is the natural conduit between the physical and the spiritual realm. So go in there and meditate in that water and let the energy of that water, and as it's draining out, say you're releasing all the negative that is, all of that. Let it go. Yes. Let it go. Let God, let the energy, let the source, let the alien, whatever you call it. Let him, let she, let whatever you call it, let it go. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? I had to let it go. And I'm still, this is not an overnight thing. It's going to be constant work. It's constant work.
But what is beauty about it is that we're really talking about self-care.
Yes, exactly.
Taking that bath, sitting like Nikola Tesla did, just sit on a bench by the park. And that don't cost you nothing. It costs you nothing to involve yourself in self-care.
It doesn't cost you nothing. And to go hug a tree or whatever.
Hug a tree?
Nothing.
Walk in summertime, walk around barefoot.
Exactly. I train martial arts on a tree, but I always give it a hug before I train on it.
Yes.
Because I remember going into a park. Let me show y'all something. This is in Brooklyn, on Albany Park in Brooklyn, near Foster Avenue in Brooklyn. And I'm training on a tree, but I already hugged the tree. The young boys was watching me training, and they started training on a tree across the road. I said, and he got hurt. I said, because you didn't
hug that tree.
You ain't respect that tree. You got to respect these living things, these entities, you know? And so I learned that the hard way, because I did that one time and it hurt my elbow and all kinds of stuff. So you never know. And you got to really show that respect to every living thing as much as you can. You know, one of my friends who was part of the new Black Panther party, she said, oh, so now you're a tree hugger? I said, yes. Because I need to bring down all of that energy I used to do from back in the day with Dr. Khalid and all these other people back in the day. I had to balance it out. You know,
balancing it out. And you know, I mean, really what you're doing and all the other metaphysical practices is really Black people getting back to who and what we are. It's our ancient science. Carl Jung ain't that special. He knows where it originates. All of these people know.
In the indigenous right here in the Americas, throughout the Caribbean, all has indigenous culture throughout Mexico, South America, Central America, which is America that we live in. North America has it also. They have it in Africa. They have it in Australia. That's why the late, great Runoko Rashidi always went for the African presence or the melanated presence everywhere.
Oh my God. His one on China just blew me
Oh
away.
yes,
Oh,
yes, I brought him into town years ago, man. Good brother. His birthday is August the 16th. It's coming up. So
oh,
may he rest in peace, of course, forever, forever,
Ashe,
ever. Man, I
Ashe.
say to my brother, man, I miss him dearly because he was such a great source of information. And I'm glad we still have people like Professor Smalls and Professor Kaba and different
Yes.
other people that's still out here. But paying attention to all, all of the world is the melanated people.
Yes.
All of this earth, all 196,940,000 square miles of it, like the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught Malcolm and Farrakhan and everybody else. It all belongs to us.
Yes.
We just have to, like Dr. Valentine says, the more deeper we dig, the darker it gets.
Yes.
And that's what they find it in the water, in the Americas, under the mounds, under the pyramids. Deeper you dig, the darker it gets.
Even the entire spark of life, how all of us were created in the womb. That's the darkest place.
Hey, your husband's channel, B1, Black First. Let's do it.
Right? Yes.
B1. and it's not hatred, it's just the truth. I mean, let me show you a book that I found at my friend's house. And this book is called the Revealing the African Presence in the Renaissance Europe.
Woo!
Revealing. I found this book in there. Look at these black brothers and sisters. I mean, if you see the coins and the pendants that they had, look at the coin and the pendant right here. Look at the pendant of these black beautiful brothers on these pendants and these diamond coins and these gold coins back in the day. Oh man, I was like, whoa! I said I gotta go study this book. Thank you very much. I told her, thank you very much. I mean, come on. That's what we got to look at it, this man, because Europe is named after the Persian queen of Europa, a melanated person. And remember, if you study J.A. Rogers' Sex and Races or the 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro, you're going to see that, we had Europe on lock. The Grimaldis. You got Italian people naming themselves after Grimaldis because they probably came from there, the Sicilian families and all that. I understand. I got it. I got books on that too. I got that book too. So I'm loving it, man. Man, thank you very much, Dr. Alicia.
Oh my God. This has been so much fun. Oh my God. Okay, so I don't want to keep you too much longer, but listen, King Simon, thank you so much. You have poured into us today.
Woo, God, I'm here drinking water. I'm still my throat is still on Stone Mountain from.
I gotta drink some water too.
I know.
What a powerful reminder.
I'll drink to that
today. Oh my God.
But people have been texting me. I will return your text. Please be patient. I see a whole bunch of y'all. I see a bunch of people. Whole bunch of y'all. You got a great show. And we're broadcasting on my channel, King Simon Presents. And we're broadcasting on so many other channels that you have up. So I'm enjoying it. Thanks to everybody that so far. I will return it. And please don't be afraid. The numbers are just here to guide you like a GPS.
Yes.
Some of y'all don't need the GPS, but I'm here to remind you, just in case you've been tainted a little by your past from your mom or your dad's side or relationship. I'm just here to remind you that you can continue to do better before you leave this planet. And there's an old saying that says, I have it written right here, the world needs your unique gift. Don't leave them inside of you.
That's right. That's the tragic thing. That's the only thing that's a tragic thing. That's the only thing that's really the most damaging thing. And you want to talk about what evil is. Evil is not using your gifts.
Yes. Because you got so many. I mean, you got criminals that use their gift for bad.
For bad, yes.
It's so funny. I was reading something, and Muhammad Ali, born January the 17th. Right, who left a great legacy, right? But on the other side of the coin, Al Capone was born January 17th, who also left a legacy.
God.
I mean, no, okay, let's take another one.
Okay.
Luther Vandross, born April the 20th. Hitler is born April the 20th.
There's a lot of people. Wait, the Queen, when's her birthday? It's not
Queen who?
The Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, she's April 21st because she's born the same day as my mother.
The 21st.
I know that. She's born April 21st because my mother is born the same day. I know that. Yeah, I definitely knew that.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, there's duality, believe me. But but again, we got to look at there's duality in this world. So you might have, and people might in the Italian mafia might believe Capone was helpful. But we know the history by watching the documentaries and all that. And we know the history and watching the documentaries of Muhammad Ali. Two distinct beings born the same day, having two different lifestyles.
Totally
and two
different
energies left behind after Luther Vandross. And again, one of the only Hitler. Again, two different beings having left behind two different legacies. Same birthday. Not the same year, but the same birthday.
The same birthday. Oh my gosh.
But no, man, this is good. This was good. I thank you very much for allowing me to come on.
Yes, and y'all know where to find King Simon.
Yes.
And reach out to him. You can get his books
and
all of that. There's a text message. He can point you in the right direction.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And I want to just say I'm proud of your audience that are thriving to get some type of mental balance through Dr. Alicia and all the great financial balance through her husband, Dr. Boyd, whatever, because you're going to need that balance. And I'm not one of those doom and gloom people. I'm always keeping my vibration up. Although I taught disaster preparedness for 25 plus years, I've been doing that. But I always taught it from a positive perspective that if you're prepared, you don't have to get prepared. And at least you'll know if you guide your friends and family to be prepared, then all of y'all can share and be that village that you want to be amongst each other. We don't have to be a crab in the barrel. If I don't have you, you should be able to share. We got to balance this thing out, man.
There's an abundance.
Yes,
there's more than there needs to be. And that's one thing I've learned. I have being married to Boyce, I feel like I have a front row seat to some of the most amazing things that happen every single day. I told Boyce the other day, I said, there ain't never a dull moment when it comes to you. Never dull. And I'm fascinated by everything.
You know why that is? He's born on the 20th, right?
Yeah.
Right. 20 comes with extremes.
Yes.
Zero. Extreme emotions sometimes, extreme relationship issues sometimes, extreme people attacking him from different levels at sometimes. That comes, I watch him check him out, and I'm like, oh man, that's zero. Zero is a portal to extremity. Both positive and negative. So when you're born on the 10th, the 20th, or the 30th of the month, I call them, from my perspective, master number potentials, because people that have been born on the 10th, the 20th, or the 30th of the month have shown some potential and mastery. Like, of course, Rihanna born on the 20th, KRS-One born on the 20th, Snoop Dogg being born on the 20th, Sidney Poitier being born on the 20th. What's his name? I used to work for him, Spike Lee, born on the 20th. I've noticed this, and I'm studying this throughout history. Then there's people that are born on the 10th that are born, people born on the 30th, like Mike Tyson, LeBron James, Tiger Woods. People born on the 30th have shown me that, but they come with the extremes in their life.
You know, that's so funny. My youngest daughter, she's born 8/20/2010. She's born 2010 on the 20th of 2010, and she is really something.
She born the same day as KRS-One. August 20th. That's right. But they come with extremities, just like Luther Vandross, just like Hitler had his extremities. Luther Vandross had his extremities.
Yes, he did. Overeating and all of that, and singing, and those costumes, and oh my God. Luther Vandross, what I say to him too.
I say to him, man.
Oh my goodness.
I got to meet him years ago.
Did you?
And Grace Jones was there. Grace Jones is a family member on my mother's side, my father's side. She's a cousin, a second cousin.
Oh, she's a powerful lady. What's her birthday?
She born the same day as Malcolm X, man. May the 19th.
Yeah.
Yeah, she born the same day as Malcolm X. That's my girl. Mm-hmm. You know, she took me backstage and said, all the cameras came in. She said, "This is my long lost cousin." I said, "I wasn't lost. You disappeared." I was a child anyway. I was a baby. Because she was born in Jamaica. I was born in America. So my family's from Jamaica and Cuba. And I was born here in America. So my grandmother came here probably in the early 40s, late 50s, late 40s. So she was a nurse and a
Oh,
midwife that helped usher a lot of people throughout Brooklyn into this life. So my
y'all
grandmother.
check out Grace Jones
Oh
documentary. It
yes,
is
she mentions the
fabulous.
family too. She mentioned the Bammy Breadfruit. I forgot the name of but yeah, she mentioned the family's name in there
Okay.
too. I was laughing because she mentioned the name Walters, and that's my father's side of the family. So I was laughing. I said,
You can't
"Wow,
help but to respect her for real. She
yeah,
is.
yeah." She been through a lot,
Woo.
and been through a lot. On the other side on my mother's side is a disco diva named Susie Q from back in the
Who's
day.
Susie Q?
Susie Q was a disco diva from back in the day
Ah,
did some great songs and all that, living in Canada and doing her thing in America and all over the place with Geraldine Hunt and Rosalind Hunt and all these great people that was doing their thing. Freddie James and all of them doing some great. They're from Chicago, but my cousin still lives in Montreal. I used to be back and forth in Montreal all the time, and Jamaica, and staying in America and living here and growing up here and all that into hip hop and all of that. So hey, I'm very much amalgamated in different cultures.
oh my goodness. You're doing the work. And I'm so excited when you moved down to Atlanta and I'm in it gonna be in Atlanta. It's just that's
Oh
it.
man,
That's
yeah.
where it is.
I definitely got to come to the thing that y'all are having, man. I would love to be there, man. And
Just come on in. Come
yeah,
on in.
I
Just
love
say, I'm
those.
with Dr. Alicia, and they'll find me and you can come right
Yeah,
in.
let's have a good time, man. Because I
A
know y'all
fun
dance too.
time.
Y'all, I love to dance. So y'all be having a whole party. I
We
didn't know.
do.
I didn't know boys love to dance like that. Oh,
He can really dance. People
they-
will. He's got his moves, his signature moves. He's really good at.
his wife will know.
He put a move, all right. Oh
So
my
funny.
gosh.
Y'all are so funny. But thank you very much, man.
Okay, yeah, let's wrap it up, everybody. Y'all see, find me coaching with Dr. Alicia. Y'all see King Simon. You see his text message. His text message is gonna be filled up.
It is
With,
filling up, girls.
it
Filled
is
up.
filling up, you guys.
I will
And
be.
y'all remember, healing is your birthright.
Healing
Healing
is your
is your
birthright.
birthright. And the numbers don't lie. And we've been showing you all along. So until next time, I am Dr. Alicia. Thank you so much for joining me, King Simon. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all share this with people. Y'all watch it again, slow it down so you can get the little numbers and y'all can calculate. It's time for y'all to do the work. It's now been documented. It's out there. You know.
That's right. That's right.
There's no excuses now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.